You have tuned in to Be the Voice podcast, where we are using our voices to shatter the silence by promoting healing from past trauma, aiming for victorious living, and uplifting the work to improve our communities. It's time to be informed, encouraged, and empowered with your favorite host, Dee Marie. Well, good evening and welcome to another podcast of Be the Voice podcast. I guess another episode. So I haven't been here for a while. Just kind of getting some things together. You guys, I'm always trying to create quality and taking some time to get like more great content and just things that you guys are really going to enjoy. But today is a very, very special day. I wanted to interview my wonderful friend here because she has an amazing event that's coming up. And I think everyone should hear about it. It's a beautiful gala, but I want you guys to really come in and listen because I want you to support. And I want you to, if you haven't gotten your tickets, it's not too late. Get your tickets now. It's going to be a grand time. And I just cannot wait. So tonight we have here in my living room studio, the wonderful Dr. Dawn Richards. Hi, Dawn. So excited to have Dawn here. I know you have something amazing coming up, and I want everybody that I know to know about it. And it is with the Titus II Foundation, which you are the founder of.
Yes, founder, executive director. So we have the 4th annual Educator Impact Awards Scholarship Gala. Normally, this year we're doing things a little different. We normally have a brunch,
Yes,
which has been very successful. And I can give you a little back his story about it, but up front, we want to talk about what's coming. So
that's
on
right.
Friday, July 26th, from 6 to 10 p.m. at the Renaissance St. Louis Airport Hotel, we will be having our 4th annual Educator Impact Awards Scholarship Gala. We will be honoring 5 area educators, and we will be awarding 3 scholarships. And I'm really excited about that because this year is the most money we've ever given away. So we're going to have a red carpet, photo ops, a wonderful dinner, dancing, raffle items. We're going to have a great time. So I'm really excited about it because this is our 5th year giving away scholarships. So we wanted to do something big and honor that. So, and to celebrate our success over the years. So we've given away it's well over $10,000.
That's amazing.
In the past 5 years. So it's really exciting to have this event. So we want you all to come.
Yes.
Buy your tickets, come. You can get a discount if you do a table of 10. A table of 10 is $950, so $95 per person. We have VIP options, which are $125, which includes early access, preferred seating, and 2 drink tickets. There's going to be a cash bar, DJ. We might have some live entertainment. That's the verdict is still out on that, but we're trying to get our live entertainment going. Hosted by my good friend, radio personality, former radio personality, Stacey Static.
Awesome.
She's hosting the event, so she'll be in the building. And we're just going to have a great time. So I'm excited about it. I know people always wait till the last minute to get tickets.
Girl, you know how we do. You know how we do.
I get anxious every year around this time. And, I'm on the altar a lot. I stay praying every night to make sure, that the event is going to go out without a hitch. But it's our biggest fundraiser. So that's why I'm really passionate about it because it helps replenish the money that we give away so we can continue to give away money. So, we're excited. July 26th, next Friday. Get your dress. I got my dress. I bought 3.
So I got my dress and I'm kind of like,
I bought 3.
Okay.
I don't know which one I'm wearing yet, but
now yours got to be just like
I think I'm
gonna walk in right. Like that's Dr. Dawn. Yeah.
I'm gonna do all right, but I'm still on the fence about it. I got to try it on, and it's gonna be a great event. So I'm really excited about it.
So Dawn, I've known you for over 10 years. A long time.
Yep.
I've known Dawn a long time.
Our kids grew up together.
Yes. So I know you were a teacher, but tell us about you and what made you passionate. Tell us about Titus II. What is Titus II?
So right now, Titus II, we've just been giving away scholarships, but our mission is to support students in their post-secondary endeavors. So throughout their high school careers.
Mhm.
So if we can get them at their freshman year, then by the time they graduate, they're not, twiddling their thumbs, running around like a chicken with their head cut off, trying to figure out what they want to do. They know their options. They're well informed about their options, and they can make those decisions with the proper information. They're not just, saying, I want to do this because somebody, I saw this person do this, or because somebody told me I want to go to college. And the scholarship is not just for college. It can be for trade school. It can be if they're going to cosmetology school, if they're going, to do an apprenticeship and they need tools, whatever their post-secondary dairy endeavors are, we help them with that. Most of the kids have gone on to college, but it's not just for college.
Right.
And I really want to stress that, because I think some students get discouraged from applying from scholarships when they're not going to college, but it's like, you need money for that too. So
right. And I want to say, I think that is so awesome, because of course, even like we grew up, it was just college, but there are other ways to success.
Absolutely.
And every student is not a college student.
No. And I used to tell my students all the time, I have many degrees. I'm a career student.
She's a career student.
I love learning. But I used to tell them in my personal finance classes, we would do career planning activities. I say, you can get a trade and own your own business, and electricians make way more money than I do with all my degrees.
Right.
So it's not a matter of, I want people to stop, we kind of getting off. It's not off topic.
No, it's not,
because in line with
what, exactly.
Titus 2 teaches people to get away from pushing students towards college. We can't. I know I pushed my kids to go to college because that was kind of all I knew.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to college and just thought that was the best way.
And so back to the students who like they don't have to go to college.
No. So I as a teacher, I didn't push that all the time. Our generation was college. That's nobody ever talked to us about trade school, or it was frowned upon.
Right.
In our day.
And what's interesting, this is off a little bit, is that I went part-time to North County Tech
and
School.
I love North County Tech.
But even then, and they had tons of trades there. I took up computer data processing, which is way outdated. I don't have that anymore. But there were tons, and people there getting trades. Like there was cosmetology.
They graduated. The girl that does my hair, my former student, she did, and she went to college, but she graduated high school with her cosmetology license.
See,
so she could practice and earn money while she was in school. Yeah, and now she's running a business. And
she has a degree, and she also has a trade. I guess it's cosmetology trade. Yeah.
So she's a licensed cosmetologist, licensed business owner with a degree. And she started that from high school. So students need to know their options.
Right.
And I think a lot of times what happens is a student that's not really necessarily into school, or doesn't, they might be smart. It doesn't mean you're not smart. You just don't like school. You don't like to get up.
I'm a Titus 2 kid.
You don't want to get up every day. You don't see the point. Like none of this. What am I doing all of this for? Right. While I agree 100%, the skills you learn in high school are necessary, but some of it you may that doesn't interest you. If you sitting up listening all day long, like, what am I doing this for?
Right.
Those kids get discouraged. But if they have something that practical that they can do, that they can apply and see how, okay, this is why I do this.
Right.
Then it's a lot. They can be more informed about their decisions.
Right.
They don't have to go to college.
Right. And so with Titus 2, I know you always say that, because they always have things for the high achieving kids, the brainiacs. They're going to get scholarships.
And what they call at risk. I hate that term.
Yeah.
But the students who, are, I don't like to call them low achieving. They just are having challenges.
Yes.
Students that may have behavior challenges in school. They may have, academic challenges, whatever. There's always things in place for them. But those middle of the road kids, those are ones I really have a passion for. And I noticed them while I was teaching. I will always be like, you know what you got? Why are you playing? You could,
Right.
you could be getting there. You're smart.
Yeah.
I instantly could see you are smart. You could be, but for whatever reason, lack of motivation, maybe not getting that push at home, nobody encouraging them that they could do better and could be successful and do well. I'm just one person, but if they're just hearing it from me, it might spark a little something, but they need that extra push and those supports and somebody to advocate for them.
Right. Yeah.
You mentioned early non-traditional. I find that a lot of students who are in the middle of the road are those kids who are from non-traditional families. So meaning single parent home. They're being raised by a single parent, whether it be the mother or the father, or they may be in foster care for whatever reason, life circumstances. Maybe their parent has been incarcerated, and they're living with another relative or something. Maybe their parent is deceased or both parents are deceased and they're, being raised by other family members. Typically it's grandparents, but it could be other family members.
Right.
In my experience, it's been grandparents, but it could be other family members too. And those kids sometimes, due to life's circumstances, they lack motivation. They don't have that drive because of life circumstances.
Yeah.
And that was personal for me because my children, of course, lost their dad. I lost my husband when they were 8 and 10, and that was a difficult road for them and a difficult road for me. If I didn't have the tools and the knowledge and the resources that I knew how to navigate that whole process, then where would they have been?
Right. Yep.
They could be those same Titus 2 kids, but me being an educator, I was like, okay, we need to get on top of this. We need to do this, stay on top of your grades. So you want to go to college, you can get scholarships, those, that type of thing. But when you don't have somebody advocating for you like that, or you don't have a family member or a parent that knows about the college application process or what to do after high school or whatever, then you don't get that.
Right. And I think that's kind of I won't say an issue, but that happens too. Sometimes parents just don't know.
They don't. And that's parents don't know. And it's in Titus 2, it could be single parents. It could sometimes be a 2-parent household. They just not aware.
Exactly. They just don't have the knowledge of what to do.
It's my job. I really want to help young people. I want them to be informed about their post-secondary options and then be a whole person. You gotta, throughout your high school experience, you should be doing volunteer work. You should be doing extracurricular activities. So many times I would do resume activities with my students and they didn't have anything to put on there because they've never done anything. They've never participated in any school activities. They've never volunteered outside of school. They didn't have any work experience. They didn't have anything to put on there. And I'm like,
these were what, like seniors or
well, mostly in personal finance where we would do the activity. It would be juniors and seniors, but sometimes sophomores too. But and I'm constantly preaching, you need to get involved in something. Find something that you're passionate about, you like to do, and get involved. You know?
And see, that's what, and if we look at today's, we always talk about, the youth today, and they just, a lot of more clowning, especially in our community, because that's who we are. So it's like, okay, what can we do to help them or get them? Well, honestly, I think Titus 2 is part of a solution.
It is part of it. And when I started, I was founded in 2018. It's been in my heart for a very long time. But I founded it in 2018 and didn't really get off the ground. It was just the groundwork, laying out the vision, mission, and all of that, getting 501c3.
Because that takes work. Let's just be real.
Taking care of all of that, writing out all the things, the vision, the goals, the long-term goals, short-term goals, all of that. And so in 2019, still doing, got my board together and we started kind of doing the work. And 2020 was the first year I gave away scholarships. I used my own money.
And this was the first brunch.
No, because it was COVID. 2020.
Oh, right. 2020,
I gave away 2 scholarships. One, he's since graduated from WashU.
Oh, awesome.
Shout out to Josiah Gooden.
Good job, Josiah.
And I gave away 2 scholarships, so 2 $500 scholarships out of my
Mm.
pocket. So the money that went for Titus to, I think the seed money was $1,500, and I gave away 1,000 of that. So after that, I'm like, well, I need to raise some money because I want to give
Right.
away some more
Yeah.
scholarships. So
Yeah.
fundraising started picking up, and we started raising money. So that was 2020. We gave away 2. We weren't able to have a brunch. My vision has always been to have a brunch or banquet or something to present them and give them their money, and just celebrate them during that time. But COVID wouldn't allow that.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
So 2021, I was like, okay, COVID has kind of let up a little bit. We outside again, is opening. So I'm like, let's do the brunch. Board they were on board with me. They were like, okay. It started out small. It was only 100 people because again, it was COVID limitations. We couldn't have large gatherings, but they had to minimize it. So we had 100 people. I gave away four scholarships that year. Was it four? And then we added the Educator Impact Awards.
Yes.
COVID was so rough on teachers.
Yeah.
And educators. Yeah. I got out just in time. I got out in 2019.
Because that was
But
rough.
I felt for all my friends in education. I was Raya, my niece, I was doing virtual with her. She was driving me nuts. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know how we're doing this. I felt for her teachers. I was, trying to help them. Even, one of her teachers, she was like, can you help me? They had to learn how to do all of that. And it just really did something to me. And I felt that they really caught a tough break. People gave them a really hard time during that time. And people didn't realize, educators had to man their family. They had to work from home. They had to make sure their children were educated.
That's true. I didn't think of that. Right. Their own kids
while they're working.
Yeah.
And that was a lot for educators. And they had to make all these adjustments, and just educators have to get right in. So I was like, you know what? As a former educator, well, I'm an educator for life, but as a former teacher, I need a way to celebrate them. So we added the Educator Impact Awards. We had 4 scholarship recipients and 2 Educator Impact Award recipients. Dr. Rhonda Wallace was the first, and her name was Jasmine Holly.
And so what do they receive, the educators?
Well, it's just recognition. I like to whoever nominates them write something about them as to why they nominated them, how they made an impact, and how they are in line with family, school, connecting family and school and community, because that's our motto: connecting family, school, and community. Because I truly believe that is one of the answers to happen. We don't do that enough. People like to say they do it. But we're not connecting the family, school, and community. We're not doing that. We should be doing home visits. We should know where our students live. You shouldn't just drive to work every day, teach these kids, and you don't know what their home life is like.
Yeah.
Not saying you got to go in their house and hang out, but you should know their neighborhood. You should know where they live.
And this reminds me, and I know it's just a movie, but like Lean on Me. Remember when Dr. Clark, he would actually go to their home in the community. He was very involved in what he was very hard, but he was so involved because he wanted the success of the children. Yeah.
And I know you have these larger schools.
Yeah.
But I think it can be done.
Yeah.
I don't think that it's far-fetched. I think it can be done. I think that if you haven't seen a student in a long period of time, connecting family, school, and community is saying, hey, okay, where's this kid? A social worker, let's go to the house. Let's see what's going on. Figure out what tools and resources that they need.
Right. Yeah.
Or, what's happening. Talk to them. We just brush them off because you got so many other you worried about, and kids fall through the cracks. And that really, really does something to me. Like really, really, really does something to me. So yeah, that making sure students are involved early on, not at the last minute. Like, oh my God, I'm about to graduate. I need to do some volunteer work. I need to do, no, they should be doing that over time. They need to learn. People talk about now, in my current job, we talk about a lot employability skills or transferable skills or soft skills.
Yeah. Because that's important too.
That they need to learn about that. They need to learn how to communicate. They need to learn how to advocate for themselves. They need to learn how to speak clearly, write emails clearly without cussing folks out and, getting angry. Another part of Titus 2 that we'll be implementing is the mental health piece. They need to learn how to manage their emotions.
Yes.
And understand that you are not your trauma.
Right. And do you think that's, and I don't want to get off into that because it'll be a whole conversation.
It is.
But do you think that is part of the problem, even when you were creating Titus 2, of how it's like the kids are angry these days for some reason?
They got so much and they don't know how to, they don't know. And nobody's talking to them to find out why or what's wrong.
Yeah, I think that comes
because adults have their own stuff that they're not dealing with.
And I think it comes with generation, especially in the Black, and I'm talking about the Black family because that's who I am. But
and that's who we serve.
Yeah. And you think about the generations of our parents and how they were just kind of, we know Black moms. Everybody joke about Black mothers, but sometimes, we can be a little hard, and I think it's just that generation, but then also, like you said, who's talking to them? Because back in the day, as a child, you couldn't say anything. What was it? Just you're seen but not heard. Like you just shut up. You don't say anything. Where and I do believe there's a place for a kid, but we got to be talking to these kids. Yeah.
And let them know, I believe in speaking life into them. I always would, whenever my students came, every day, every class period. Good morning, good afternoon. How you doing? When they leave, have a good day. Come back to me tomorrow. I want to see you. You all have a good day. Just telling them that. Love you guys. Letting them know, because they may not hear that anywhere.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But just showing them love.
And even if they do hear it doesn't. But it's a community, like you just said. What you say? Yeah.
We don't do that enough. I think the school is disconnected. You only contacting the family when you have to. And it's negative.
Right. I was just about to say that.
When a kid is in trouble, we don't do enough positive, calling home about positive things. Community students don't value their community. I don't think a lot of times, because it's like, well, this is where you're from, this is where you live. You should have some value in where you're from. School pride, all of that should, be a part of your life. You should feel pride about that,
because we have school pride, but it seems like as the generation comes along, it's just like sometimes pride is not always there.
Not enough. But it's important. So, and I kind of got off topic of what I was talking about, because that really is passion. I'm passionate about helping the young people in that regard. A lot of times they come to school is their safe place. And if you're not encouraging them and giving them what they need at school, some of them don't have. All right, Kane. Some of them don't have, don't see any value in their education. And a lot of my students they just want money. They just want to get the money. They didn't recognize the value in, well, your education is important. You need to learn how to count that money.
Yeah.
That
is true.
I used to tell them all the time, we used to do this exercise. I'm like, I would be in tears. I'm like, how come y'all can't, get this? Like, people gonna cheat you out your money. You need to know how to calculate your pay. That was one of the hardest exercises they would do. And they would just I'm like, no, you need to know this. You need to know this. This is a vital skill. If you want to work and get paid, you need to learn how to count this money, calculate these taxes they're taking out and all of that. You need to know that. So all of that is a part of Titus 2. Just making sure that they are well informed, which to me, all of that leads up to being well informed about your post-secondary options. You need to know yourself, do career assessments, learn what you're interested in, your needs, your wants. All of that is part of building, so they can be productive citizens.
That's right. Yep.
That's the goal. School teaching is not about me. It's about them.
Yep.
And helping them to do that. And that's what Titus 2 is. People always say, you want to go back to work? I'm like, I don't think that's in my future, going back into the schools, but working with young people, absolutely. I would do that to the day I die, because I just see, they are our future.
Right.
And instead of complaining about them and, saying, and for some reason, the I don't like to call them bad kids, but the troubled kids, whatever you want to call them, was always drawn to me. And I never understood that. I'm like, Lord, why me? But then I understood. I'm like, it's something in me that they're needing,
Yeah.
that I can provide for them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whether it's a word of encouragement or patience, or which I don't have a lot of that. But sometimes in those instances,
Mm-hmm.
like you might have a troubled kid that somebody else would have so many problems out of, and I didn't have those problems
Right.
out of them, and it
Yeah.
was just a different relationship or rapport. But all of that goes back to why we have the gala and the brunch. Again, this is the fourth annual one, but it's a gala this time. We normally have a brunch, but we're doing it big this year. So we were able to, the second year we gave away 5 scholarships. The third year we gave away 5 again. And the amounts increased each year. So we have 3 different scholarships we offer. The Toles Family Scholarship is in honor of my late parents. That's the main one. We also have the Dr. Donna Barnett Book Scholarship. That has to be a student from Ferguson Florissant. That was my late friend, LaDonna Barnett. She was a counselor in the Ferguson Florissant School District for years. And she passed away. So we have a book scholarship in honor of her, but that has to go to a student from Ferguson Florissant. And then we also have the JD Memorial Scholarship, which is in honor of our friend Sally's son, Jeremiah Desu, who passed away. That's for college students who have a balance less than $1,500.
Oh, okay.
And students can apply for that like in July or August when it's time to go back to school.
Oh,
or
so it's
at
for
the semester.
Oh, if they have a balance like at the end of
less
the
than
semester.
$1,500.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
It has to be
Okay.
$1,500
or less. Okay.
because we want to invest the dollars. We don't want to just pay off and then
Right.
you still
Yeah.
need the money. It has to be less than that. And then there's some stipulations that come with it. They have to do like financial literacy. Have a financial plan for how they're going to pay and finish school, do a little bit of volunteer work. It doesn't have to be a lot, like, and then just write a short statement as to.
No, I think that's awesome because they're investing in themselves too, to get the scholarship. Especially because I understand about those balances.
Yeah, me too.
a lot. I get it.
Sending 2 through. So, and then part of that too was my experience with my 2. Excuse me. Both of them, I put 2 kids through college. I mean, Lance had a full ride before he messed it up. But after he messed it up, I was still, on the hunt for these scholarships. I would be sending them like, fill this out. If you don't want to come home, if you want to stay, you got to fill this out because I don't have the money. Right. I can't pay it. And it's 2 of y'all up down there now. I can't pay. Yeah. So always constantly looking for scholarships, and looking for scholarships takes work. But if that's what you want to do, it's like a part-time job.
Yes. Yeah.
If that's what you want to do, the money's out there.
Because I was blessed that Tia and Trey both had scholarships, and Ty didn't have a scholarship. But I mean, when you're putting these kids through school, I mean, it's you got to make sure that money is there. Because I remember when Trey went to Loyola, and I was like, I don't know about this.
You see that bill?
Right. And I was like, what? But hey, by the grace of God, he made it.
And that's what I think. By the grace of God, every year money came.
That's right.
It was the work of the scholarship, but money, God blessed every single year to have money to where they were able to finish.
And now you're able to bless more kids,
and we'll do it at the drive. I need millions, y'all. I'm trying to get money.
Yes,
y'all. I want people to hear my heart. I made a post the other day about support. I don't tell people how to spend their money, but when we have to invest back into our community, we have to invest into our children, because if we don't, who is going to? You cannot complain about what's going on in the community or what's happening if we're not giving them outlets, if they don't have the tools and the resources to do what it is they want to do, and we got to catch them early. We can't just wait until it's a problem,
right,
and then start trying to change things.
Right. Yep.
You got to catch them early.
You do. You have to, because as they get older, then sometimes it's hard to get their in their head, because they get stubborn. As you get like high school, and I think middle school is the worst, though, right?
I don't have any experience with middle schoolers. I don't like
that's that puberty age, but
I actually don't like freshmen and sophomores, but I had to teach them. I prefer working with juniors and seniors, but working with starting early on, freshmen, at least And career wise, yes, you start as early as elementary school exploring careers and giving, so students can get acclimated. But job shadowing, doing things like they need exposure to these things so they can know about it. Most kids pick what they want to because of something they see on TV or somebody they knew.
Or what they think. Oh, I want to be a doctor, right? Because people always say that. Oh, I want to be a fireman or whatever.
And part of that too, that you say doctor, the healthcare field, like my job now, I do career pathways for St. Louis region. I work for the State Department of Education. I'm the career pathways director. And with that career pathways, students always would be like doctors and nurses for healthcare.
Okay.
There's so much more you can do in healthcare.
Wow. And then that's what they would do.
And they need to learn about those different pathways. I would always give them an example of, a lot of my kids used to say, I'm going to be in NBA. I'm going to be in the NFL. Okay, well, I'm never one to tell you what you're not going to do.
Right.
Okay, I want you to be realistic and I want you to have a plan in case that doesn't work out.
In case it doesn't work.
So what are some other careers you could do that would put you in the environment of working with the NBA?
Exactly.
Working in the NFL?
Because you got to think there could be media. There's just so much
trainers.
They
would be yes. I give the example all the time of Yao Ming when he came to the United States to play in the NBA. He spoke no English. He had to have a translator follow him everywhere he went. So at all the games, all the practices, anywhere he went, he had to have a translator.
I didn't know that.
So there you go. If you didn't make it to the NBA, that could have been
you could be the translator. That's right.
That's right. And you're around it all the time. So having them, think that way. Yes. Change that mindset of just a one-track mind. I'm going to do this and this only. No, everybody need a plan B. I don't care what you say. You might have a goal and a dream, but you got to have a plan B.
Yes.
Because I definitely had to have one when I got fired from Roosevelt Bank in 1995. And had that little baby.
No matter what career you're in,
you got to have a plan B. Yeah. Mine just end up following the education path. My degree is in business. I was going to be a corporate lawyer. Girl.
Oh, wow.
Nobody could tell me I wasn't going to be a corporate lawyer. But somebody told me you can't major in pre-law because if you major in pre-law, that's the only thing you're going to only be able to get a law degree, which is false. What the kids say, that's cap.
Right.
That's cap. That's not true. But me listening, you have to be careful how you advise kids, young people, because if they don't know, they take it and run with it. I took that and I ran with it, which it worked out for me, but I just pursued a business degree. And got my degree in management, which I end up teaching business education. So it was all in line. I still had that passion and that love for business, the corporate side. I just didn't want to work in corporate America.
Yeah, girl, listen, I don't either, but I'm there.
So I want students to get there early on. I don't want them to be 30 and 40 and 50, trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
I want them to, and not to say everything, but if it don't work out, you have the tools and the resources to pivot.
Right.
If I can't, I want to go to college, but I don't have enough money. Okay, let me go home and transfer to the community college. Let me finish here.
Girl, can we talk about that too? Yeah. There is nothing wrong with community college.
Community college has some excellent programs. If somebody had told me that, now I love Fisk University. Fisk, FISKUNIVERSITY. To the day I die, I am a daughter ever on the altar, blue and gold, for real. But if somebody had told me about the programs and the experiences that the community college have, I may have considered that. But again, at that time, community college was frowned upon.
It was. Even at my kids' age, they were like community college. But I'm like, y'all, there is nothing wrong with community college. First of all, if you do the A+ program, it's free.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And they have some excellent.
They do have some excellent programs. Yeah. Excellent. I think even Flo is building a new nursing.
Yeah. A health science building and an advanced manufacturing. That's the new thing.
Okay.
Manufacturing is the new thing.
Okay.
Industry that young people can get into. But like, again, when we were coming, it's so much out there that they can do. Construction is different. Everything is different now. It's not, the same. But again, we need money.
Yeah, to do these things. Yeah, we do. So, which is the purpose of the gala.
Purpose of the gala. Yeah, we have some raffle items. Great raffle items. We got some hotel stays that we're raffling off. Uncle Nearest.
Yes, last year, because I remember last year, some amazing raffles,
Mhm.
and
or silent auction, whatever you want to call it.
yeah, silent
We're
auction,
gonna have some items available
silent auction. There you go. Yeah,
for you to, but some great stuff from small businesses, from larger businesses that have been donated. We're gonna have a 50-50 raffle. We'll have a good time. I'm excited about it, and I want y'all to come.
Yeah.
I'm not one to tell people how to spend their money. Not at all.
Yep.
If you have it, I don't know what your financial situation is like. If you want to go, and you know, reach out to me and let me know. If you can't come and you want to make a donation, you can do that. I'm not playing with this money, y'all. The money is going to the young people.
It's going. And can you tell us how much the scholarships are?
Yep, this year it's $5,000. That's big.
That's huge. Yes.
The one young lady.
And and how old is Titus 2?
5 years.
5 years old.
Or 6. Well,
okay.
5 years.
And you guys are giving one scholarship that's $5,000.
One that's $3,000.
One that's $3,000.
$1,500. And then somebody will get an additional $250. They'll find out for the book scholarship. They'll find out at the gala.
And as parents we both have well, our kids are out of college now, but we've been through it. And if you're a parent of a child that is in college, you understand the importance of, I don't care if it's $2, you understand the importance of needing that, because we don't want our kids to have to come out with so much debt.
Mm-hmm. And I try to talk to, because a lot of my scholars too have no fault to them. It's probably a good decision. Like they couldn't afford to stay where they started, and they had to transfer back home. That's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
If you still working towards your plans, your goals, that's a pivot.
Yes.
You have to pivot, and go. And we're always, once a scholar, always a scholar. We want to try to help them through. I always try to reach out and ask them. I want to do a better job of it, but I always try to reach out and be like, hey, is anything you all need? If I'm aware, let me see if I can help you. If I don't have the funds, let me see if I can find some other funds for you. Or some other tools and resources to try to help you navigate that process. But again, we need money. My goal is, I know Miss Kira Cherie spoken into my life some time ago about having a million. Another person prophesied about 1 million. I want to be a philanthropist. That's what I want to do. If it's somebody that's in school and they got a balance, I want us to have enough money. Okay. How much is it? Write the check so they can finish their education.
I know, that's right.
Worry about
yes.
That's my dream. That's my goal, to help and to help these young people navigate that whole process through high school, as well as their parents. When we get up and really running with our programming, we will have a parental component as well. So whether it be your grandparent, somebody, some type of representative from your family to help through their process, because it's connecting family, school, and community.
So that was my next question for you too. So you guys have been been active for 5 years now. So what is your vision for the next 5 years?
Okay. So I would like to add staffing, of course, and have a summer component. We're going to work on, I've already been in talks with some partnerships with some other organizations in regards to getting summer internships for the students. Because one of my goals is to keep them off the street.
Yes.
One of my very favorite people, a lot of people might know who he is, but I won't put him on blast, but he is a huge reason behind Titus 2, because when you see so much potential in a person and you want them to do, but again, you don't know what their home life, you don't know the background. I just see a kid that, you're smart. Why are you around here fooling around?
Right.
What is it? But with the extra push and encouragement could be great.
Yes.
That's part of that. So to get into the schools, do some, have them do some volunteer, part of the component. There will be a volunteer component where they will have to volunteer, do some volunteer hours, job shadowing for the younger.
Okay.
And then internships for the older students. Is part of that. I want to be able to pay them.
Right. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Because again, a lot of kids want money.
They do.
They want to
And
be
sometimes
able
they
to,
need it.
they want to
Yeah.
have things and do things that they want to do, and their parents may not have the extra money to give them. You know, like I've had seen students not go to prom because they don't have, you know, the money.
Right.
Not bragging, but I've helped a lot of kids. Like, okay, I'll get your dress. What you need to go? I'll get your ticket. What do you need? You know, what's keeping you from going? Do you want to go? Yes. Well, let's help you do that. And a lot of kids, so work, money, giving them money and additional training, career development and training, as well as a mental health piece. So bring someone in to help them with those mental health exercises and offer counseling, emotional regulation, anger management, all of those types of things. And then like do college tours, not just college, but visiting industries, touring jobs, so they can see, oh, these are all the different jobs. You know, that's in my job. Like I see a building, I'm like, I wonder what they do. And I've gotten a chance to go in and visit and be like, oh, that's what they do. And they have this, they have that. And it's fascinating to me, you know, to learn. I visited Ameren. I didn't know they, you know what you get your lights come on every day.
Right, but you don't
know all the jobs that they
exactly.
do and the training and stuff that those. So we learn about those types. So I want them to get exposure to all of that, to see the different roles they can take, learn entrepreneurship if they so desire. You know, we will assess them and see what their interests are, and then point them in that direction.
And I think that's key to the entrepreneurship as well, because you know, we see, and I say this all the time, kids that get into drugs and they sell drugs and all this stuff, if you think about it, I mean, it's an illegal business, obviously,
but it's entrepreneurship. But
they're
100% entrepreneurship. So if they think they're going to work every day.
And if they could channel that into a positive career, they can run the mess out of a business. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, unfortunately, they went down a road of quick money and trying to do,
it's easy, quick, fast, whatever.
But if someone was in their life that could channel that energy into something positive, they could have $1 million businesses.
I used to have that conversation all the time. Use your powers for good and not
exactly because they didn't go to school to learn this, but they have learned how to mitigate risk. All these things that they're doing that is illegal, but they could be doing this in a positive thing and creating jobs for people and just, you know what I'm saying? So we can't just throw the kids away.
That's why it's important for them to understand the value of their community.
Right. Yes.
And to take pride in their community.
Yeah.
Because when you do that, you will inherently be like, okay, it's not right that I'm doing this. You know, again, I'm not judging nobody, but something in you will be like, what I'm doing is helping to destroy my community.
Exactly.
So if I could channel that another way and do it positively.
Yep.
You know,
and that's what it needs. Someone like you, Titus 2 Foundation,
mentors, all of that. Yeah. Shout out to the young brother who just passed.
Yeah.
Who's doing great things with young men. You know, and of course we can't reach all of them, but that is in the Bible. I think each one reach one. Is that's scripture?
I think so, but
I think it is. I don't want to lie on the Lord, but I think it is.
Because God will send the people that you can touch. Like when you have an organization like Titus 2, it was created, but it wasn't created just for Dr. Dawn. It was created because there's a need.
And my hope is if you know, the day I leave this earth, that it will continue on. I want it to, you know, somebody to come along that's just as passionate as I am about it, to continue it on, to help, you know, young people upon young, you know, and you know, I have to get out of my own head, and you know, comparison kills. You hear that, people?
Comparison is the thief of joy.
It is the thief of joy. Thank you. That's what I meant. But you know, it does. It is the thief of joy, because you're looking at other organizations and it's like each one, my board, my friends always have to remind me, you are doing a good work. You are doing a good thing. Yeah. Keep doing what you're doing. You know, it will.
And I think the thing is, because you have a big vision and you know what you want to do. And I think TD said that one time. It's like, the hard part of being a visionary is that you see ahead and you know where you want to go, but you're in the now. And it's hard because you want to get to that place, but what you're doing, I mean, you're doing it. I mean, you're giving away $5,000. No, you're giving away 5,000, 3,000, 1,500, and 250. I mean, that's excellent. You know what I'm saying? So you're doing the work.
Well, thank you. I try not to beat myself up so much. I really do. But again, when I see, like, I've lost students, and when I see, on my feed, these young people carjacking, and they show their much, it's like, what could we have done to help you?
Right.
Where was the ball dropped?
Yeah.
That you made the decision, you were comfortable making these types of decisions, because peer pressure, all of that, it's a number of factors. But I really would like, I want to get in the minds of them, like, what is it? Why do you think these behaviors are okay? Getting through all of that, me losing my husband to gun violence, and he was on drugs, sometimes sold drugs, but I ain't gonna joke about it, but you don't get high off your own supply.
Right.
He had his issue, but a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful person. But the person who murdered him, what was your thought process? But that's me. I want to get in the minds. Some people have a lot of anger and they hold on to it. I didn't hold on to it. I was more so wanted to know, like, what happened. Right. You realize now you taking these two kids.
Yeah.
Well, no, he had 6 kids. Their father.
Right.
They don't have a father. I don't have a husband. My mother-in-law lost her son. All of that. You're not just satisfying yourself. So when they're making these types of decisions, when they're out here doing these things, taken from others, what is it that you need to keep you from doing that?
Right. Yeah. Like who? Right. And how can we speak into their life?
How can we speak? And how can we help you? What do you need? What do you need?
Yes. Now, will you partner with other organizations for like with resources?
Absolutely. Okay. Yes. I know.
And that's
a lot of people.
Yeah. I think if we partner together, because I think unfortunately sometimes in the nonprofit world, people will they'll have their organization, but not necessarily partner. But I think it takes all of us, because Titus 2 is doing this, but then it might be somebody else that can provide this resource. And I think us working together, like you said, the community. If we're all together, we can make a difference. I know people sometimes think that our kids are lost, but that's not always the case, y'all.
And you gotta, again, that's when they used to clown in my class, I used to say all the time, every time somebody, sometimes I'll just be sitting there looking at them like, Lord, I don't know what, but then I would always remind myself, that's somebody's child.
Yeah. And I'm sure you prayed a lot.
A whole lot. Still do. That's somebody's child.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that's somebody's child.
Yeah.
They didn't just come in, that is somebody's child. Now, what the relationship is, where they came from, that's still somebody's child.
Right.
And first and foremost, they're a child of God.
Yeah.
They belong, So what we're here to show the love of Christ. We're here, Titus 2 is not a religious organization. We founded on biblical principles. You go read Titus 2. It tells you about the older women teaching the younger, generation, and we being an example for them.
Yes.
So I try to live my life in that way to show. So it's not just, I'm not just telling you, I'm showing you, I'm living.
Right.
I'm not going to tell you to do something that I'm not going to do myself.
Exactly.
But yeah, these are somebody's children out here committing crimes and carjacks. Why are they doing it? People always judge, well, where the parents? Well, we don't know. Maybe their parents are not we don't know.
We don't know.
You don't know what their story is. You don't know their backstory, their situation. But if you had caught them early on, maybe they wouldn't necessarily be in that situation.
And I think sometimes it takes compassion too from
Absolutely.
us to give these young people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can be upset for a minute, but let's get to the root of it. And it hurts. I've experienced it personally with my husband's murder, with students that I've lost. That have been, I've experienced the hurt, the anger behind it, but it's like, why? I've had 2 of my students murder one of the other students.
Oh, wow.
So that's on both sides.
Yeah.
And in my back of my mind, I'm like, man, knowing those kids, you know what I mean? It's like, what drove them to that? What made them if I could just talk to them and try to have a conversation to figure out what made you make that decision? What, just all of that. And again, it goes back to their own personal traumas. You don't know what they're dealing with. You don't know, they're trying to fit in. It's a myriad of things.
It is. It is.
But we gotta start with them early. Quit brushing them off and just being like, these kids don't, they said the same thing about us when we started listening to hip hop.
Excuse me. They sure did.
And wearing baggy clothes and doing all of that. They talked about us. I feel like sometimes I'd be like, I don't want to be that person to be like, these kids just,
but because they did do that to us. Right. I
don't always agree with everything that go on, the sexy reds, and she a little, man.
Yeah.
But some stuff, I'm like, I don't want to be that person.
Yeah.
Because it's a generational thing. Everything's changed. We are the old school now. We are. As much we didn't want to be. We are. We don't feel like it because I think we're one of the best generation.
Yes, and right, and I still feel young. So.
I am very young. Don't get it twisted. Yeah. Very young. But we have to understand that things change. Even with me dealing with Riot. Yeah, I don't always understand, but I'm like, you know what? That's her. That's what she's coming up in. Yeah, they're in the age of technology. Yeah, because everything is at their fingertips. Everything is at their fingertips. Yeah, they everything. Can see. We had to sneak and see things. Right. They can just go to and just go right there. Tell Alexa to play it or Google or whatever. They can get anything they need right at their fingertips. Yeah, they can. So we have to understand that and convert. If you with the times being an example comes along with that. We got to be lifelong learners. Yep. Don't be around here like you don't know and you can't know. I figure out some stuff. I know that's right. Right. You're not gonna leave me behind. I'm gonna know what you're doing. You're not gonna get over on me and no, I'm gonna know what you're doing and know how. But that's part of the whole community thing. It takes a village. That's a true statement. It's an African proverb. It takes a village. We can't just keep pushing people to the side. We have to have grace. We have to have compassion. We have to have these young people be who God created them to be. Because the truth is, they all have greatness in them. Absolutely. That's what God created us to do. Everybody has a God-given purpose. It's our job. Train them up. We got to help them figure out what their purpose is. It's not our job to tell them. Right. But we can help them. Yes. Expose them to things that help that light bulb go off and be like, I like this. This is what I want to do. Yeah. I remember kids. I know I don't know how long we've been, how much time we have, but I remember kids when we used to do the career exercise, they used to tell me, I'm going to be a YouTuber. I'm going to be, get paid to play video games. And I'd be looking like, that ain't no job. They get paid. That was a clear example of a generational thing that I didn't know. Yeah. And they make money. So and honestly, that's another thing too. And I know some people like they just on TikTok. Y'all, they making money on creators. Yes, that's a job. That's a job, and they get paid doing that job. Good money. And that could be something that is somebody can guide them and help them through that and cultivate that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Yeah, they make money doing that. So we could talk about them all they want to, but guess what? They bring home that check. And they enjoying what they're doing. And they're enjoying what they're doing. It's I couldn't believe when they tell us like, what? And I was like, let me find out what this is they talking about. Because I can't in my mind fathom you gonna be on YouTube all day and make that's gonna be your career. Yeah. And now they're doing it on TikTok. I mean, they're doing it. The reels and Instagram. Yeah, all of that that's out there. But I think still, even that, still some of our generation or even the older generation, they don't understand it. And to them, it's not a job because we were conditioned that a job is you go somewhere, you sit at a desk, you work 9 to 5. The whole factory. That's what we're conditioned. And it's like, no, yes, they can have a job on TikTok. But yeah, that's the truth. Mm-hmm. That's 100% the truth. And we just got to come up, and recognize that as the older generation, again, we're not that old. Our parents, I like my mom, our mom's in their 70s. We think that's old, but those are our parents. So we don't really see that as old. I mean, they're aging. My grandma's 101 years old. Wow. So with that, she don't understand. Like, she hate when we be at the house checking our email on the phone
because
scrolling.
yes, she's 101.
Yeah.
They none of that they were doing back then. She's like probably like, why do you have all this anyway?
And she's seen a whole
yes,
bunch,
yes,
she's seen,
yes,
seen a lot. So
yeah.
just understanding that even in the workplace, you have to understand when the younger ones come, and they don't stay at these jobs.
No, they do not.
Well, we were loyal to. We stayed, worked. Like, I worked in the dish for 20 years. It was hard for me to leave. That was
now,
I'm like,
I'm not one that stays.
We know you'll go. But overall, our generation is a generation of stability.
Yes, yeah.
That's what we were taught, the stability. You get your 9 to 5, you
right.
work. And then our parents were of the fact, you could work at GM and support your family. That was good living, but it's times are changing.
Yeah, and these kids are more creative.
Yep.
And they do, they're out of the box. They don't do things like, straight and narrow. They think outside of the box, which I actually love,
And I do. I love talking to them and hearing, their ideas about stuff and what they think and, all these types of things. I love it, because just because I'm older don't mean I can't learn from you.
Right.
You know stuff that I don't know, and I know stuff that you don't know. We in this thing, we all in it together.
We all in it together.
So again, that's what Titus 2, that's my whole goal of the organization, is to just make sure ultimately students are well informed when they come out of high school, that they know how to navigate their lives from that. It won't be perfect, but tools and resources. Oh, let me check this out. I want to switch careers. How do I do that? They know how to do that.
Okay, so tell us again. So how can they purchase tickets for the gala?
And anything you want is on the website, www.titus2foundation.org. We have an event page on Facebook. You can get tickets through there. The ticket link is on the website, though. It's on titus2foundation.org. You can reach out to me if you just want to make a donation. You can make a donation through the ticket website as well, or on our website. There's a donation link on our website. And you can contact me. We do have Cash App. It's just $Titus 2 Foundation. And everything, when I say Titus 2, it's always the number 2.
The number 2, so not the Roman numeral, but the actual number 2.
The number 2. Foundation.org. And when you get a chance, go read the book, Titus 2.
Yes, read Titus 2 in the Bible. Yes.
Where where I'm going with that. What it may sound, but it's about us being an example for the younger people and helping them, because we have to teach them.
Yeah.
You can't, if nobody's taught them or told them, we can't get mad when they don't do right.
And we're all got to play a part. We all have to play a part.
We're all responsible.
Yeah, we're all responsible.
A lot of people like, I'm not no role model yet.
Yeah, you are.
You don't want to think you are, but you are.
You are. You're
a role model. Somebody's watching you and watching what you do, especially if you got younger people coming up behind you. They see you.
And I think too, if you all go to this gala, you will see the students that are receiving these awards, the educators that have made impacts, and you're giving back to them, correct? Yeah. So the educators that will be there, and just it's just a great time. I think I missed one brunch.
Yeah, you were in New York.
Yeah, I was in New York. But I support Titus 2. Have always supported Titus 2. Will continue to support.
One of our recurring givers. One of our 2 recurring givers.
I am. So So I do. I believe in the mission, and I know the importance of it. So that's why I wanted to have you here, Dawn, today, so we can talk and just let everybody know what you're doing and why you're so passionate about it. And you guys come to the gala and have a good time.
And I will say, what was I going to say? I have many supporters. I want to thank the supporters. I don't want people to think that I'm ungrateful. I just get very anxious around this time when tickets don't sell as quickly as I would like them to. However, we have many loyal supporters, people that share our information, people that sow into the organization, that give donations. I can't make it, but here, I'm gonna send you some money. Do people who buy popcorn from us? We'll have other events and things, other fundraisers come up. And I always want to thank my loyal supporters. If you've ever given anything in the past, thank you 100%. And the scholars, thank you, because that's how we are able to continue giving money because of your donations. And the money that you continue to give to the organization. So I'm appreciative of that, and I hope that you all can hear my heart. I love New Edition. I pay good money to go see New Edition. I pay good money to go see Mary J. Blige, and I pay good money to go see Usher. I like designer things. I will pay good money. I like shrimp and lobster. I like to eat, so I spend my money. But I'm also gonna sow into other organizations that are doing good in our community, whether it be my services, whether it be my time or my money. And that's all I'm asking for, is that you just hear my heart and help young people. We're growing. So, and I know we're gonna grow. We can be getting grants and all that kind of stuff. We're growing. So be a part. I'm inviting you to be a part. Come to the gala. We would love to see you at the gala. We're gonna do some slides, get our groove on. We're gonna have a good time.
Good. Yes, I can't wait. I got my outfit. Even if you don't have an outfit, you got something in your closet you can wear.
Yep. Just come to make yourself feel glamorous.
Yes.
Come and walk the red carpet. Get your pictures on the red carpet. It's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be a great time. Well, Dr. Dawn, thank you so much for being here on Be the Voice podcast. This is our special edition because we want to highlight Titus 2 Foundation and the Educator. I always get to mess up.
Educator Impact
Awards. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So can't wait. I will be there. Definitely we'll have the pictures on our Facebook page, but hopefully you'll be there so you have your pictures too. So again, Dawn, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Dee, for having me.
Be the Voice podcast will be back probably next month. I'm so excited. I'm turning 50 next month, so I have a big relaunch coming. So you guys will see it. I'll be posting on the page. So again, always thank you so much for tuning in to Be the Voice podcast, and we will see you guys next time.